No, so what they're saying, right, to be clear for our audience, because I actually read that article. I didn't look at that. But what they said was
dropping gems like we preaching. Don't overstep the line of my freedom of speaking. We cast to the world.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Jury's Out podcast, off-record show where attorneys discuss various unique perspectives on different topics. It's kind of like a raw, uncut type of script because, you know, the jury's out, baby.
Black lives is my jury's out.
Yeah. A little rough there, boy, but we getting it.
That's what Post is for.
All right, so you know my name. My name is Ev. I'm here with Jack and Gene. And we got two special guests today, Olayemi, Olurin, and Mayra, Toussaint. How y'all doing? Y'all doing good? Good. All right, make sure y'all up on the mics now. We gotta hear you.
Oh.
You know?
I feel like ain't nobody gonna have a hard time hearing me, Everett. You know I'm loud.
You damn right. Yes, that's true. All right, so you know, just briefly, why don't you give us a little background on what you do, where you're from, and you know all that jazz. Whoever want to go first.
I'll go. All right, so my name is Olayemi, Olurin. Y'all could call me Olay. Everybody make your life easy.
Olay.
Yes. I'm from the Bahamas originally. I'm from the Bahamas. I moved to the U.S. in 2008 for school. I wanted to be a lawyer here. What else? I am a public defender. I work with y'all. I was in Queens. I'm in Brooklyn now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And what am I? A political commentator on the side and like a movement lawyer, I guess.
Okay. And you got a good Twitter following, right? You know?
Yeah.
You're out there.
Make some shake.
Yeah, brag about yourself. You know.
Keeping it cute. Oh, I know. I'm an analyst in the Law and Crime Network.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Hi,
Hello.
Mayra Toussaint. I was born and raised in New York. I grew up in the East Village. Currently living in Queens. Married to him over there.
Who's him? Okay.
Who's him?
I'm in HR. I've been in it for about 7-8 years, I think already. And I'm currently working as the benefits manager for Vice Media.
Oh, that's dope.
All right. Yeah, that is
Really
dope.
Fun stuff, yes. Yeah. Lots of stories.
I'm doing that. I just did an interview for Vice. I'm doing that thing with them soon. That's
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Ooh, who are you talking to?
Sam?
Sam who?
Child? I'm pretty sure my phone
So many Sams.
Sam Vice.
Sam
Like, that's what it says.
We'll talk later.
Yeah.
I mean, all right, cool. So let's just jump right in. So, you know, I imagine that you guys all started, like most of us, like we started, you know, working in person. It was always in person. Everything was 100% in person. You know, so I guess first to start off generally, how did you enjoy being fully in person now? You know what I mean? Like, how was it when you first started? Is it what you expected? Like, you know, just talk generally about in-person work, like how it was in person.
First of all, I love virtual. Let me just say, I stand virtual.
I know.
Listen,
We try to start with the.
I want to say I love the virtual world. there are a lot of in-person advocates. This girl, our clients love. Don't nobody want to be there. Nobody. Nobody want to be there in person. Stop the lies. And also, all these lawyers that keep pretending like they're the best part of their clients, they have had enough. Like, this whole, like, I have to see my client, my representation. They don't want to see you. They don't. Stop it. Cut it out. They don't even know your first name. Stop the lies. They don't want to be there. Do us all a favor and make this a virtual appearance.
Yeah.
So I love the virtual world, and I'm not fully back in person yet. Like, y'all.
I mean,
because I'm in Brooklyn, we ain't got no office. So my office is my house.
Oh, wait, hold on.
You don't have an office?
No, the Brooklyn office is done. There ain't no Brooklyn office.
What?
They got rid of the Brooklyn office?
Wait.
Y'all didn't know about this?
I listen. I've been busy with my own work.
To check up on your office. I've been in my office. I'm going to check your office. I've got some in-person babies.
Like, I've been extremely busy. I don't even read the emails no more. Unless it starts off with Dear Ev. I don't see anything else.
They don't got no Brooklyn office.
So what happened to the Brooklyn office?
The Brooklyn office has like a toxic mold, asbestos situation or something. Yeah, they should have been down.
Wow.
Yeah, it's closed.
Oh, my God. Did you get tested for mold
I was
poisoning?
over there.
Oh, okay.
That office was down before I transferred. I transferred. Everybody's like, oh, the one bad thing is you have no office, so you can't meet everybody. I'm like, oh. So sad. I'm like, oh, I'm so sad. I was really looking forward to meeting all of you.
It seems like was that transfer a coincidence?
Listen, I was too happy. They got me up out of there quick too. Like, I asked for that transfer. They were like, bye.
How long were you there? When did you start in Brooklyn?
November 15th, but my first time even having to go to Brooklyn in person was Friday night for Ravens.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy, yo.
It's a good life.
Damn, so y'all gonna be remote for a while.
Yeah, I'm
That's
living a good
crazy.
life. I love it.
All right. Well, shoot. Myra.
Wait, the original question or what it turned into?
Yeah, no, the original
Okay.
question.
How is it going to work?
How is it
In
going
person.
to work?
Like, yeah, how did you appreciate in person when it first,
How was it? Like,
pre-pandemic?
Before pre-pandemic?
Yeah.
I didn't mind it.
Right.
Mind you, we had a very open-y, flowy office, and you come in when you come in, you leave when you leave. So
okay.
I would get in around 10 every day because trying to get into the city. So like, and then, go home. I usually end up staying till 7 though, because that's just how it ended up working out.
Right.
But I didn't mind being in the office. I got to see all my coworkers. We caught up on different things. We drank. One day during a Christmas party, the bar ran out of alcohol, so we broke into the new hire wine, and we were like,
All right,
okay,
let's
screw the new
let's
hires.
not admit to crimes.
Well, it was our wine. It was our wine.
Oh, okay, so you
and the
stole your own
decision
wine.
maker of the wine was just like, we're opening it. We'll get more before the new hires start next week. We're like, all right.
as a public defender, I have seen a son break his own doors.
So like, those are the things you can't do virtually.
Right.
Like those are the moments you remember with your coworkers,
Yeah.
and,
Do you
like,
need
hanging out.
those? Do we need those?
I think so.
I feel like let's have this conversation, like, because I've been thinking this for about a year and a half, right? Every time we see those emails from our colleagues being like, I really miss seeing everybody. This is where I get my social, my networking. I really want to be back in the office, make some friends. It's imperative that you make friends and you stop holding the rest of us ransom because you don't want to make no friends. No, I've had enough. I've had enough of that nonsense. You make friends. This is not here for you to find your homies, and if they are your real homies, you'd kick it outdoors. So it's telling me that you out here holding a bunch of acquaintances hostage.
I don't know.
Let me ask you this. No, let me ask you
Yeah.
this. That's your work friend, right? Eugene is your work friend.
All right. You
see
got
this?
it. Yes, you got it.
You see this?
Yeah, I got it.
I told you
got
what I
it.
do last night. I kicked it with Popo, right?
Right.
Work friend, because that's my real friend.
Right. I got
So
you.
all these people you ain't seen in a year and a half, if you don't ever say that's not your homie like that. That's not your friend like that.
Yeah.
You need to
Listen,
socialize.
You ain't kind of close to heart because some of them was at my wedding. Some of them, a lot of them was at my wedding.
Yes.
They were involved in the wedding.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
That's right. All right. I mean, listen, I hear where you're coming from. I just think that, I actually do like the work interactions. Like, we all have circles of friends, right? You know what I mean? So I think people who are at work are a circle of friends, right? And I think that, I don't necessarily have to always hang out with you because, motherfucker, I'll see you 5 days a week. Like, I don't have to feel like I have to go out and all this other stuff, especially now. I don't feel like I need to go out anywhere. I can see anybody or do like you said, we here. You know what I mean? Like we still running. So I get where you're coming from, but to me, I like the work interaction. I do. Yeah. I miss it, but it's a question of how much I miss it to the point where do I want to go back in person or do I like
that Venn diagram
remote?
Don't gotta overlap too much.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. The bubbles like right about here.
They be in the emails acting distraught though. Don't act like you don't know.
Nah,
they don't be
emails,
like. It would be nice if we could get into the office sooner than I'd anticipated. It would be nice if this, the pandemic. No, they be in there like, I can't kick it with my kids no more. The side of this and the back. They really be in the emails like, I cannot do this. Yeah, I'd be like, listen, ain't nobody choose his own life for you, sweetie. I was like, just because you down bad don't mean I'm suffering. I'm home, we happy. Be like, we kicking it, miss.
Maybe you're not happy at home, but we good.
They really be in there like with these desperate cries for help. And I'm like, listen, we have great benefits. You go talk to somebody. And you get on my email. Like, stop this.
Listen, the emails is rough, man. I can't be going through all that stuff.
Wow.
All right. So, that was in person, the quote good old days. So like transitioning to, your remote work set up now? You know, like how easy was it for you? Like let's go back to March 2020, right? That's when everything shit hit the fan. How easy was it for you to make that adjustment? You know what I mean?
For me, it was easy because I've lived away from home in the Bahamas. I moved away, 14 years ago. Mm-hmm. So I'm accustomed to dealing with like a lot of people, and people have close relationships, my family and everybody via email, phone, FaceTime, all that stuff works for me. Plus, I'd been on leave for like 7 months prior to us going. I got back right in time for the pandemic to start.
Me too.
Yeah, so I've been out the office anyway. I'm like, oh, okay, let's go back. I'm like, oh, all right. Like, let me FaceTime, let me talk to you like this. So actually, at first it was like weird just because when the pandemic first started, I was like, gee, I don't know if this is going to devolve into the purge. I didn't know where the world was going.
Was some scary times,
I was shocked because originally I wasn't taking the pandemic serious, right? When we first heard about it, I'm like, what, swine flu? That's how in my head I was like, court's still open. So as long as court's open, life is the same. Yeah. When they shut down the courts, I was like, oh God. I was like, oh,
that's when you realized it was real.
I was like, we're down bad. I was like, I was scared. I was shook. I was on the train like, oh my God.
When it first hit, I was on a cruise ship for 2 weeks.
Oh, shut up.
With a bunch of older white people from Florida.
Oh,
so Florida ain't taking this shit serious now.
Oh.
Yeah. So back then,
my God.
And I remember seeing it on the boat, like on the TV. It's like, oh, pandemic. Wow. Ooh, this is good. Can I get some more liquor? I wasn't even thinking about it. And then when we got back, like they were making it sound. And then when it really first hit was like we docked somewhere. I forget where it was now. We docked it somewhere, and there were 2 other cruise ships. They were quarantined. They weren't letting them off the boat. They weren't accepting them to the dock. And I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. You imagine you come all this way, you spend your money, and you get off the boat because some little fucking flu? Oh, that shit's crazy. I was tight. So of course we was lucky. Now I look at it back now, like we were super lucky. Like nobody on our boat got sick. And like when we first got back, like when I got home, like everybody was looking at me crazy. Like, how did you get back in the country?
Yeah.
Like,
So, I mean, we were in Asia in February.
Yeah, that's right.
And when I would say, oh yeah, I just came back from my honeymoon, and they would say, where'd you come from? I was just like, Singapore. like I had to it was not something I necessarily wanted to say out loud because everyone would look at you kind of like, you came from Asia?
And every time you cough, they're like,
you cough nowadays, you have to run away.
The worst time with a pandemic was when you felt like coughing was gonna get you killed, right? Like on the street. No, oh my God, I used to be trying to.
You held it in.
You're like dying. I'm like looking around like, don't take me up the game. I'm so sorry. I was shocked. I remember being at a comedy show, like dying, like I needed to cough, and I was next to this man. I was like, "Oh no, you're gonna think I'm trying to kill him?" Like all night, he's trying to talk. I'm like, I'm just gonna go get a drink. I'm like, oh my God. It was really stressful at first.
So listen, Ole, I'm gonna press you a little bit, right? So I know you hate in person now, but there's got to be one thing that you liked about it.
Oh, I don't hate I like my job. Like when I'm there and I'm doing the job, like I like the clients and yada yada yada. But I mean, deep in my soul, I really want to be a city girl that could sleep in my bed. So like if you asking me like best case scenario, it's a world where I could lay in my bed.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't hate it. I mean, I had a Raymond's on Friday night. It was cool. Like got to talk to my clients, like, with people da da da. But at the end of the day, I'm just like.
But was there any when we first went from in person to virtual, there wasn't no transition hurdles, or you don't feel like your job got harder or difficult? Like there was nothing about it that you didn't like, or you were just like, fuck yeah.
Honestly, I think my job is, in some ways, I think it's easier, right? Like how much time, first of all, the commuting.
I'm on the other side. I disagree. I 100% disagree. But go ahead.
You think it's easier in person?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I think it's more efficient
in person. I think it's more efficient.
I think it's more efficient in person.
There's some shit I can tell a man to his face that he'll get, but on the phone.
Me and my clients, as long as it's video, audio call, I'm a whole different human being. But video and all that, me and my clients get along really well. I don't really have any problem, any disconnect there in terms of being close. I'm a real talky kind of person. Me and my clients be real choppy. Anyhow, so in person, it's really just I gotta all these people are gonna go talk to me and passing, how you been? Oh, I see you in the
I mean,
how's
yeah, the
it?"
little
you know what I
talk,
mean? Like,
yeah,
oh,
Small talk.
yeah, I don't be into that, man. Like, work is so much performing.
I agree with that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
like,
agree with that.
I be drained, like,
It's-
the extra.
And it's disingenuous. Like, you know, it's like, no offense to prosecutors, but like, you know, you might come up to me and say, hey, how you doing? How you been? It's like, come on, man. Like, let's just get the fuck out of here. Like, you know, I ain't trying to talk, and I'm not gonna be rude. Like, of course, I'll answer you and we'll talk. But it's just like, you know, that's energy I could be using on like real work shit. Now I
Yeah,
gotta
it's just
use
like
it for
in
you.
person just opens you up to just, it's just a lot more communication. And I just find in general, I think life, especially I'm an immigrant, like going out into America is a performance. I got to interact. Like, I have to talk in a way that I don't naturally talk as a Bahamian. I got to be nice. I got to be smiling all day because if I'm not smiling, they're going to think da-da-da. You know, it's just so much.
You know what it is that I feel like to be a public defender, it's obviously you're servicing your clients and you're helping them, whatever, figure their shit out. And I keep it real with you, if all we gonna have is a one phone call, bro, I don't know who the fuck you are.
Oh, that's fact. No, that's on God.
like
No, that's true.
Like just let's say I arraign you, I see you in person. Cool. I actually got to look at you with that real HD because my Zoom ain't smacking like that. I got to feel your mannerisms. Like we got to really like. There's a lot of like.
It's easy to connect.
It's easier to connect, right?
And
And
that's client-attorney relationship.
It's gonna be build a bigger imprint, and then boom, I'm gonna see you in the next court date. I'm gonna know how much your case needs attention just based on the way you're talking to me, like your mannerisms, the sound of your voice. So then, and then I'm gonna sit there and oh, this guy needs help. Like, you know what I mean?
Where
It's
he's
like,
lying to me or some shit. You know?
well, you know what I mean? And then it's like to strip all that away is like now it's like you basically are fucking. It's like I went from public defender to Tinder. Like I gotta figure. I gotta know who the fuck you are by a picture. Like I don't know who the fuck you are.
Right.
I know what this case is hitting for because I know what this case is hitting for. But I don't like. It's hard to have good bedside manner with a picture or a Zoom call.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, like for me, like you know, I tend to remember my clients not by their faces, but by like
The
facts that I
facts. I
complete.
was just gonna say, I remember based on
I remember
what I
that.
thought, what joke I cracked, what I thought about this, how we was chopping it up. Like I'm gonna remember like the mess.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, that was you. Like that was like that's what you said. Like when I think of my client from Friday that stands out the most, before I think about him and our interaction, what I think about is reading the statement notice. Like, oh, he was wilding.
Yeah, right.
Like,
Yeah, that's really what it is. And I think like you know, you said something like, you know, how you don't necessarily miss the, you know, the small talk and how you gotta smile even though you're not really feeling it. Like,
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, I think that's definitely a separate black issue too.
yes,
Like, you know,
100%.
how you
That's
have
what it
to
is.
Make other colleagues, certain colleagues feel safe.
100% what it is.
You know what I mean? Even though you're in a bad mood.
You gotta be
and they just
extra,
pissed you
extra
off.
nice because everything is gonna be you angry, this, you have an attitude, like your body language is policed 24/7. I go to work, I smile so much at work, my face be twitching by the end of the day. I swear to God, first thing in the morning, how you been? Hey boo, what's up? Like all day.
There are morning people, but I doubt that there are people that happy in the morning.
Right, I'm not even a daylight person.
No.
So it's craziness.
When I'm in the office, the entire line is waiting for coffee. But we're all grumpy. I feel like no one in my office hides how they're feeling.
Right.
Especially because we all work in HR. We all have to deal with a lot of nonsense on a day-to-day. That I can only have those conversations with my fellow HR people.
Yes.
Because there's also a level of privacy you need to keep for the company. So it's kind of just like, we don't necessarily hide how we're feeling, at least not with each other. Like I'm not having a good day. Oh, it's like, oh yeah, my son has hand, foot, and mouth disease. I was like, oh shit, are they okay? You know what I mean? Like those are the like we're being very honest with each other, is because we're all stuck in the trenches together, dealing with everyone else being upset about the pandemic, or everyone else upset that they're in the office, or wishing that they were at home, or yada yada, whatever it is that's going on the day-to-day for them.
And then isn't HR, you're also dealing with the work bullshit, like problems from the
Yeah.
supervisors or co-workers.
Exactly. So that's why we're all just, in the end of the day, we don't necessarily hide it from each other.
Right.
So
Was
it's
it
a little
easier
easier.
to deal with
It would be more raw. Like,
Yeah. So it's definitely a lot easier in person when we have those conversations with each other. And you also get to actually understand what's on everyone's plate. Like, oh, this person is dealing with this person is dealing with that. Oh, yeah. I would say give them a little bit because of this and that. We can have that conversations. Virtually, it's like pings or like emails, and you're not necessarily sure what's going on some of the time. So you have to connect with people and you have to have these meetings. I feel like I'm in more meetings now than I was before the pandemic started, because we sometimes really need to know what's going on.
Right. The
Like,
communication is more. It takes more effort.
it does.
Yeah,
It
right.
does. Because there's no real way, because I might be missing a piece from someone else, but that person might be dealing with something else. So then it's just trying to get in that communication to handle a situation that we're not even sure if we have all the pieces. Where if we were in the office, I'd be like, JJ, what just happened?
But
Or
was it
Melissa, what
easier?
just happened?
I'm not gonna hold you. I don't want to know what my coworker is going through.
But that's her job.
Yeah, no, her job. That's what I'm saying. That's
part of
really,
my job.
that's mad. Like, I'm like, wow, that sounds like a lot. You were painting it so good because
No, but was it
I'm missing
easier
out
to
a lot.
do your job? Like, not your
it seems easier in person. Right? That's what
HR.
you're saying.
There's HR coworkers, and then there's the people you're HRing.
Yes.
Right? Was it easier
Right.
to service dumb in person? Like the people you're helping.
You know, interesting enough, it doesn't really matter
It doesn't matter. Okay.
when it comes to them.
When it comes,
Well, no.
virtual, in person, it don't matter.
No, it really doesn't. It really doesn't, because we're a digital company. We've always been digital.
Okay.
So I would always go from one building to another building to another building, or I'd be working from home, or I'd be in a room, in an HR room, and sometimes people don't want to go to the HR room. They'd rather just talk to you through Slack or through a G chat or something like that. That's all they would prefer not to interact. So
That's
it being virtual, us going virtual and me helping someone with something, like an employee issue, it didn't stop it from being the same way. It was just as easy. It was more just interacting with the rest of the department that got a little harder internally. Yeah.
I work at a junior high school, so for us going virtual, it was
Hell,
a complete
gotta be.
like culture shock.
Yeah.
Like
That's
it,
probably
it,
terrible.
it definitely felt like the ground like broke, and we were just trying to stand on these pieces because
Just pick.
not only did like going to meetings and like I was on meetings laying down on my couch, like you know what I'm saying, like camera off, mic off, like just listening to them to talk about stuff that most of it had nothing to do with me, and it really brought out like this laziness that I know students were doing, right? So public school, we like when it first started, we didn't know if we were legally allowed to be like, you need to put your camera on, you need to have your mic on, right? Like we didn't. It was kind of a super gray area because with the with the public school system, they were like, figure it out, like start create your Google Classroom, and you have a week to figure it out, and then you have to set your own rules. And so a lot of kids were just like, bro, like, my mom said I don't gotta do nothing, like, fuck out of here, like, and so they were at home, and that they're not paying attention to you, right? I also did my student teaching during the pandemic, or like virtual, and when I would be doing my lessons, I'd talk about something real interesting, and then I'll be like, so what do you guys think about it? And it's dead
silence.
They don't say nothing, and no cameras, so I'm like, yo, are these people even there? You know what I'm saying? Like I could be talking to just computers like that, and these kids are like in another room, like not paying attention to me.
Yeah, that's hard.
So that was like psychologically, I'm like losing my mind because I'm like, yo, are you like what the fuck am I doing here? You know? And then like the kids coming back, they are socially disassociated. Like they say whatever the fuck they want. They don't have consideration for anybody's
socialize
feelings. They're just like, because they spent a whole year where they had the control to shut their teacher off. You know what I'm saying? I had kids who would just be like, sign out, and then come sign back in, and then sign out. Like they were able to just cut the connection. Where now they're in school and they're being observed and monitored all day.
Right.
And
yeah,
so
it's different because you're losing that social aspect of it.
Right,
Which,
right.
I mean, that kind of brings us to the big thing, right? Like, boundaries, right? Like, because now employers, teachers, they know you're home, right? They know that your office
kind
is
of plants you got.
It's,
You got paintings in the back and shit,
they
like,
know
you got a
every
cat.
like it's because I know me, like I like my boundary of like when I leave the office, that's it, it's done.
Yeah.
I deal with that shit tomorrow. Now my computer's in my home, it's in my office, like it's a boundary, right? So employers know that you're home, you're readily accessible, whether it's after 5, whether it's during lunch hours, during the weekend. Do you have any experience where your employers may expect you to do something after hours more? Has that increased? You know what I mean? Like has that increased for you where you see like your boss may be asking you to do some things, or a client or whatever it may be?
No, not in Brooklyn. You know what and in Queens, I don't think it was because like I've experienced that from like particular, you know what I mean, individuals, but I don't think it's because of the environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there are some people that are just like, you know, are always gonna make a situation difficult, like or worse. But you know, but I do think that is generally a true thing, right? Like normally there are people who don't even want to live in the same borough as work because it feels like, you know, you don't want to live right there, like taking work home. So if work is in the house, I mean, there is a level to that, right? Like actually, I'm forgetting too. When the pandemic first started, I forgot. Like, virtual world did suck. Actually, I remember now. No, maybe I ain't even thinking about it. Now I remember what happened. I know what happened. I'm sorry. I started living good, and I thought that we've been living like this.
You forgot how it started.
Yeah, no. Honestly, just now.
Don't forget where you came
No,
from.
that's what it is. All right. You know what?
Where we came from.
Let me run it back, okay? So when the pandemic first started, my apartment looked like a jail cell, right? Like, no, my apartment was truly a reflection of the poverty that I had been experiencing for years. No, honestly, because I lived in law school about, and I'm like, I was in here like looking at the walls, like, cause you there, everything was closed, like hair looked crazy, nails couldn't get done, and you remember the nail salons was closed for like 6 months. It was.
I'll take your word.
Yeah, this was
I just could not get my nails.
No, listen, this is rough. Like, I mean, if you have a life, like, I'm like that nails is always done. I was really going through it. Y'all ain't know. So I'm in there. I'm looking at the walls, and I'm like, yeah, If I don't get out of here, like I would jump out my window if I didn't live on the basement floor. Like if I did not live in the ground floor, I'd be out of here. And my friend was like, "Yeah, you gotta redecorate." And I'm telling you, I
gotta get some art.
No, I revamped my whole apartment is like plants and art and all this and good vibes and blah blah blah. And so that's what made me had the game messed up. I forgot. Like at first,
How
I was
long
like,
did it take you to get your
Your home office.
my home?
no, not home office. Your rule breaking friends.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like your COVID regulation violator homies.
The people who will do it with you. Honestly, I feel like first I'm
you were in your
somehow
crib
friends
for like
with a bunch
3
of
months.
rule followers. No, I think I was in my apartment. Honestly, I think that's how I ended up like doing a lot with like Twitter and protests and stuff like that. I think it helped, like having that time helped me with my overall career and stuff. But no, you're right. It was miserable as hell. Actually, for the first however many months, till I redecorated, I got plants and art. I was like, I'm gonna die in here.
So you didn't have any like people who were like, yeah, I might die, but I'm gonna come over, like mental health homie, like
Nah.
So like me and my I forgot how I don't want to put anyone on maybe to lose their job, but we had some Monopoly friends. We started taking Monopoly very seriously.
We have like 3 different versions of Monopoly.
Game of Thrones Monopoly, fucking
Avengers
Monopoly, because we had 2 people who was like, all right, well, they're in truth. If you're the one that want them to come over, you gotta convince them.
Yeah.
But my whole argument was like, yo, my man, this guy goes to work every day in person. Yeah. So who's taking the risk, me or you?
That's hilarious.
You ain't taking no risk. You gotta work.
No, my friends wasn't with it. I don't think.
No?
I don't remember. No, I remember. Honestly, I spent so much money on plants as well. Like it's ridiculous.
You live in the jungle now.
Because there was nothing else I could spend no money on. The plant store was open. I ain't never had no plants in my life. I'm a whole plant lady now, but at first, never had none. I went there, was in there acting like a rich woman in the plant store every week. I didn't have nothing else to buy. I can't get no hand on that. I'm like, yes, like load it up. House full of plants. Like, you know how bored you gotta be to develop that as a hobby at 28? Like that's crazy. I know plants and I could tell you what that is in the corner. Like, wow, that's that. You need that. You put that light on there. Like, I have stations of grow lights. Yeah, I have commissioned artwork. You know how crazy that is? I'm a public defender. You know,
Wow.
I had my DBZ, my Dragon Ball Z artwork done for me.
That's fire.
Yeah, so that's what I had to do. I transformed the area.
You got through. There's a lot of people. You just got to find something to get you through. And for you, it was plants.
Yes.
Shit. Shout out to them plants, though. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Now, what I would like to know is, like, before the pandemic, did you have like a home office? Because I feel like that's something that people started to create. Like, I kind of had this little corner of my apartment where it was like my office, where I had my computer and I had my notes for my classes and stuff. Like, you didn't have a home office.
No, I had like a corner, but that corner sucked.
Yeah.
and we were actually moving.
I was gonna say y'all
We
got a
moved
bigger
right
place.
in March.
Yeah, y'all just.
Like we were like, fuck it, everything's closing. We might as well. We gotta go anyway. So let's move. And we created like a little home office there because I wanted one anyway. Because the plan for me actually before the pandemic hit was I was already working from home once a week. I was gonna start working from home twice a week. So I was like, let me actually make a space. Then everything shut down and everyone was working from home. And I was like, well, I was already gonna turn this into an office and might as well really take it seriously now because I'm stuck here for a while.
Right. Yeah.
Moving is generous. She was panicking. We ain't gonna find nothing. Why did we wait so long? Your credit is trash. I gotta go through this pandemic and this fucking hellhole.
Yes, get it together.
I was the only one that, logically speaking, these motherfuckers ain't nobody moving. Ain't no one got no money. People getting fired. I'm pretty sure these apartments about to open up.
Matter of fact, motherfuckers
Give it a
leaving.
second.
They leaving apartments. To get
Yeah.
houses.
I was like, baby, let's like, maybe if we waited a little while, who knows what we can get with our money.
Good shit.
Shit, we
We
could
could
have.
plummeted, boy.
Yo, we got out. I think we ended up getting out in time, right?
Yeah.
We barely got out in time.
Like,
But-
we had like 1 day left. Like 16
Oh,
hours.
no. Like I think our lease ended, but we were still moving out for like another week.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's like, and we ain't paying that shit. Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, listen, the pandemic made you do some things. Like, obviously, I had to get organized too with working from home. But for me, like, I do miss in person only because I don't like having work at home. I hated it. I had all my fucking files at home. And although I was nice of the office I created, right? Because I got my basement and everything in line. I finally cleaned up, finally folded up laundry that was on the couch for 6 months and got all of that shit out of the way. But now I got these files here, and now it's 12 o'clock at night. I'm trying to watch TV next to my files. And it's just, even their presence.
And you're looking at them and it's giving you that stress. Like,
Y'all
oh,
mindset,
that's
y'all-
what I gotta do.
Y'all better than each child. Them files could sit there and look at me.
Yeah, no.
Don't listen to
I
me.
shut down my computer. I walk away. I don't think about it.
I don't even. I have so many. All them files was under my coffee table, and my thing for the long hundreds of files. When it was time for me to for my transfer unit to go give them the thing, and it's supposed to. I had every file I had from like a year ago, like a 200 closed cases. I had to take a suitcase here, like here, take this. I ain't looked at them. I was like,
It's 2021. Why are you have so much paper files?
listen.
'Cause
Everything
the courts
fits in a
don't give
computer.
fuck.
Like
No,
I barely like. Do I need to print stuff? Yes, but it's not like the end of the day.
I think
like.
The courts are behind. We couldn't even pay surcharges and fines
Until COVID.
online
Until
until
COVID.
COVID.
Which, by the way, just proves, like, that's the thing. Is like, I can't go back to the way things were because I know better now. I'm like, I always thought in my heart, when I was graduating law school, I was really stressed out because I was like, I just can't picture myself going to work all day, every day, like, really being on this run. Like, feels insane, da-da-da-da-da. And for a while, going along with this, and then the world shut down. It's like, this shit is fake. This shit is fake. The whole fucking thing is fake. Shit shut down. This shit is fake. This whole thing. I was like, yo, this is a social construct like I ever knew. I was like, yo, Sam's like, we're in the fucking state of nature. This shit is fake. Like, that's all I'm like. Now I'm like, now I knew it was fake for a year and a half. Now you want to pretend shit is real. Now I know better. You can do all this shit online. You know, I know because we've been doing it on fucking line. When they asked us, when they asked us to fill out the the request if we want to be virtual, and it was like, how you gonna do your job virtually? I was like, the same way I've been doing it for a fucking year and a half. I was like, what you mean? How am I gonna do it virtually? How we been doing it? It's virtual now.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, you want me to write you a thesis? Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Why is it necessary? Because it's flexible. That's why. You want to give me something rigid? Does it make my job better? If it doesn't, what the fuck are you talking about?
The only reason we have to do a lot of this shit is so people can feel valuable. Like, they know they need us in the court because there's people who getting money, getting paid to do this, however much money that they request from the state based on this stuff being running. They need the lights on. They need us. That's what it is. Like, we're all here for, like, why? Like, when the other day, like, when they started making people have to come in person for the return on warrant part, right? And I'm doing my virtual request, and they're like, oh, is there a reason your client can't come in person? What you mean, is there a reason? Because you could do it online. We're in the middle of it. What the F you mean, is there a reason?
It's still a
They don't want
pandemic.
to. Yeah, it's still a pandemic, bro.
Oh, mommy, I'm
like,
coming.
Ben Carson died. like, I was like, yo, people really are taking this seriously. I'm like, hey, yo, he's out the game. Like, are y'all not paying attention? Like, Colin Powell, my guy, focus. Like, what do you mean? Why?
this.
I gotta pay a
Crazy.
fine.
Yes.
And I might die. I'm not gonna pay that fine.
Right. I'm like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Why can't we do this in person? Because you still gotta walk around the side to get into court. What are you talking? That's why it's closed, bro. Like nonsense.
I feel like there's a lot of in-person bashing. I'm gonna fight for in-person, but some of it, I'll tell you right now, I never fully transitioned to being functional and virtual at all. It's partly my fault. There's a lot of legwork you're supposed to do at the beginning parts of it, and I was like, "This is gonna end any day now. Fuck out of here." Home office, home gym. I will do a home gym. Fucking home office. I ain't doing no fucking home. When can I go back to my office? I'll go back to an empty office. I went back to the empty office the first day they let me go back to that empty office. And then because of that, I never fully became a virtual attorney.
That's why you ain't like it.
I didn't like it. I was never efficient. Like, you know how there's a minimum amount of work you can get done without anyone noticing?
Yeah.
And I dug for that minimum, and I found it. And then when I got there, and I was like, anyone notice how little work I'm doing? Can I go deeper?
There was a time in the virtual world where there was not shit under the sun to do. Like, it was crazy. I had to remind myself I'm an employed attorney. If my paycheck wasn't coming in, I'm like, damn, they keep paying me. That's crazy. I keep waiting for the dick to be up. I'm like, y'all got on to me? Like, y'all don't see me living? I don't look at
Yeah,
So that's what employers hate, man.
Yeah.
They hate that. They hate the possibility. Like, oh nah, it's 4:00, and they probably sitting at home doing nothing. It burns my gears.
Chilling,
And it's
kicking
like,
it.
like, because we were so much more efficient, doing it. We got done what we had to get done. You know what I mean? And so I think that's a part of it.
Once I knew I could blur my background on Zoom, I stopped getting out of bed. As soon as I saw the blur, it's over for this jail. I'm not doing none of this shit. Fuck this. I was putting the camera up to like here, like, you see me, man? Look, what's up?
Yeah, I loved when I would go to Eugene's house and he would be in court and he would just have a suit and it's like little basketball shorts, and I'm just like, yo, that's so crazy. Like,
I didn't wear pants for months.
the world is a lie. It's all of a
I have at least 67 sweatpants. It's crazy. Like, I didn't have no sweatpants, and I have a whole wardrobe for just sweatpants fits. Like, sneakers to go with. Like, I have to wear sweats. Like,
You ready for the minute?
Athleisure wear. That situation in the world.
I said, I was
You
sure.
ready.
I was sure.
Yo, oh man. But all right. I mean, like, I think that the only reason I say it was inefficient on the virtual stuff is only because the judges and everybody else is inefficient at it. Like,
They don't know how to use technology.
They don't know how to use technology.
That's
you know what
why
I mean?
you're in person, because
Right.
they don't know how to do
So
anything.
The people who are in power hate this shit because they don't know how to work it, and they don't want to learn again how to use it.
They barely know how to work in person, if we're honest.
Shit.
Like, that's really what it is.
Yo, how much time we got, Ant? How much time we got? We ain't got enough time for that shit.
Hot takes.
Yo, don't get me started about the old white man in power that started this.
Listen, no, I'd be like, Lord, these people just wasting my time. So I'm like, I'd be all the time like, I'm like, good morning, Your Honor. Like, wrap this shit up. Like, what are we doing, bro? All these conversations. The worst thing too is when you know what I like, especially in this pandemic world, on virtual, even like judges are trying to curse out your client in the virtual world, and they start like rowing you like on virtual. I'm like, I don't know this man, sweetie. Like, I said that to a judge. Like, I was like, hey, I met him tonight.
Yeah.
Like, you gonna wrap this shit up, judge?
There's a whole judge projecting their anger about what your client doing on you, which I never took personally because I didn't do none of that. But when the logic of that falls even more apart, like, I've never seen this. I haven't seen this man. What do you mean why he's not here?
Yeah, no.
You need to take that at face value. I don't know this man's soul.
Yes. When they be calling you like, oh, I haven't. Listen. When supervised release call you like, I have not heard from this client since arraignment. If you can't find him, how you think I know where he is? He's on the line, sweetie. I don't know this man. I met him then. He got out and he was out on me. You said you never heard from him.
I, at a risk of sounding malpractice-y, I don't want to talk about those supervised release emails.
Yo, I be letting them smooth
release
by.
emails is like, he has He forgot. He did not get his phone call. He didn't pick up his phone today. Do you think I got time for that?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I do.
I don't.
But you think I'm gonna act
Oh,
do that?
I'm the worst for being mad at people asking me to do my job.
Yeah.
They be in my email like, oh, they be like, what, man? Everybody always want to bother me. And I'm like, oh my God, they think it's my responsibility. I'd be like, yeah, Dren, huh? This is my, that's my case. That's right.
Yeah, this is my guy.
So-
I guess I can make a call or two.
So obviously, COVID affected your life socially, right? And you're saying work has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Once your personal friends became more willing to take risk and be friends again,
Yeah.
you were good money? Because
Yeah.
I actually think there's an element to a productive social life that requires in-person employment. Like
See, that's
you don't-
capitalism that destroyed you.
okay, you don't think so?
No.
The
Like,
short
to your
answer-
social
the
life,
short
to be in
answer is-
person, like in the work world, like.
So I give you an example. Like,
Yeah.
I love a good drink. I love a good party. I love a good time, right? And part of my social life was hanging out with my top, like really close friends, right? But then, like, let's say for example, those friends could fill out a day or two, a week. I was able to fill out the rest of the days by these, like, further tier in terms of like
Right.
closeness. And the only reason I was able to hang out with them is because they would do shit after work. You
that
feel
makes
me? So
sense.
like on any given Thursday, I could send a text to some people and be like, "Yo, you doing anything tonight?" Like, "Oh yeah, I'm getting drinks after work." Yada yada yada. Bullshit. And taking that out of the equation, like even on like now even like getting one day a week
Yeah.
functionally involved with other people without me sitting there going, "Yo, come to my house, let's do something." Let's say
Yeah.
I'm just out and about, I'm in the city, and I want to sit there. "Oh, anyone doing anything tonight?" Crickets.
Right. Yeah.
I think. Oh, and I took the crickets off that. Crickets, bro, and it's like, and I'm thinking like, yo, like, why the fuck is no one doing anything, or why is it so hard to get any like shit done
Yeah.
fun wise without personally putting like organizing no effort? And my theory is that nobody's outside,
Yeah.
because they're not.
But it wasn't just that. People refocused on what they want and what they don't want to do, and going out for a happy hour is not a part of their focus anymore. If they really wanted to go out, if they really wanted to go out and get a drink for happy hour, they would hop on the train, they'd hop on the Uber, and they'd meet you there. They're at home because they want to be home. They're running other errands. They're doing other stuff. That's more important to them right now.
Or money became a more
That too.
right.
That
because
too.
people were
Yeah.
losing
A lot of
their
people. A
jobs
lot
and
of people
stuff.
lost their jobs,
Yeah.
and you want to go to happy hour.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think.
that's facts.
I mean,
Bro,
see,
that's facts.
one, I think.
You right. You two motherfuckers take care of me. Take care of me. Continue.
I think there's something to being hard to organize Black people in groups, like for friendship activities in general in my life. Like, I just think there's that as always, like, getting your friends. Like, my best friend can live down the street. She ain't going nowhere, okay? I gotta walk the house. We're gonna watch these shows. We're gonna sit on this couch. Like, she's trying to kick it nearby in the home. She just don't want to do nothing.
I get it. Yo,
Tie
the
everybody
older
else.
we get to, it's tough.
Yeah, and I guess for the work thing is like my best friends at work would be Carl and Popo, right? Carl won't go nowhere, and Popo only want to go for drinks and like lunch and stuff anyway. And he always was doing that. So like even when I was on leave for 7 months, I never stopped that routine. Popo and I always go to lunch, so that never changed.
Right.
So like for the rest of my social stuff at work is mostly like I got to smile up in people's face.
So no. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying there's another layer to it, right?
Yes,
And
the middle layer.
The layer I mean is that like
Director's telling us we gotta wrap up, so let's
Right,
finish your
right.
thought. But you know,
no. So like the layer I mean is that like let's say for example there's a friend who has a whole separate job, works at Vice Media, that you
Okay.
would see once every
Oh,
3
that
weeks,
shit was
one
never
third
happening
voice.
in my life.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's why. Yeah, that's it. That must. Yeah, I don't be kicking it with
It's
my
a personal pain. Then.
It is a personal
you
pain.
live a unique life.
Yeah, you out to be kicking with all your people. I'm a FaceTime.
Wow, that's rare.
I talk to my friends a lot, but I talk to them like I FaceTime them. And my closest friend that like worked, I met her at the plant store because I told you I was
Oh God.
spending bread on the plants. Like, and so like she come to my house. We live in the neighborhood. We kick it like every day. Like and we're smoking people, not drinking people. So there's like it's a very home. Let's kick it here
That's the
in
vibe.
this couch.
That's the vibe. That's the
Yeah.
vibe. All right. So, we went deep off the rails there a little bit. So much so that my
I blame
computer
me.
died.
I blame
So
me, Everett.
don't need that. Jack. So we got an artist of the week, or
Yes.
You want to tell people about that?
So the artist of the week is Jeremiah, and he's a photographer that takes photographs of models, actors, stylists, anybody who wants to use their image to promote themselves. And if you want to hear, or if you want to learn more about him and with the work that he does, or be able to acquire his services, you should definitely check out this week's blog post, where we're gonna have all the information and anything you need to know about that.
Follow him.
His-
Pay him.
His light game is fire.
Yeah.
I never even knew you could do that many things with lights.
Yup.
Test the lights, baby. You gotta test the lights.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
His game is fire.
Sponsors. Thank you to the sponsors. Gene,
Oh
about
yes.
that?
Our sponsor this week is Franklin Gomez,
Franklin.
owner and operator of Isosceles.
Shout out Franklin.
Right. Shout out Frank.
Yeah.
Yep. He owns and operates a creative agency. So if you need a commercial website, any of that kind of stuff is done.
Brand identity.
Brand identity. He knows it all. He's gonna hook your shit up. He actually all this kind of nice graphical shit that you see here.
Yeah.
That's definitely him. You do need?
I need a website, yeah.
We
Got you.
got
My
you.
link tree
We
is
got
under
you.
control.
Franklin Gomez, baby.
Bro, like I've seen one of his brand identities. It's like a dissertation. Like it's like a thesis. That shit is just-
Isosceles.
it's so in depth. It's crazy. I was like, whoa.
Check out his IG, Isosceles NY.
Yeah.
I need one. I'm gonna do that.
Bet. All right. So y'all got anything else you want to tell to the people? You know,
Want
want them to follow you on
Oh,
social media, or
yeah.
if y'all want to keep that close to the chest?
Don't
whatever
follow
you wanna
me.
do. I was looking at my face.
I don't need no new friends.
She's like, I did not feel like I suffered in that department. Yeah, y'all can follow me online on Twitter and all my socials at Miss Olurin, MSOLURIN. Probably Twitter. That's where I be.
All right. So, yo, thank y'all for listening, man. And Jury's out. We out, baby.
No. So what they're saying, right? To be clear for our audience, because I actually read that article. I just look at the headline. But what they said was
Dropping gems like we preaching. Don't overstep the line of my freedom of speaking. We cast to the world, put the words in the street and connecting all the minds of the people we reaching.
Yo, jury's tempted to get fenced in and contempting. Teach you motherfuckers a lesson and pressing the issue at hand. Nah, I don't care about objections, suspensions, and cell inspections. Just suppression of black lives is my passion. And love for my fam is everlasting. So stop gassing these asses with glasses. Cause in the end, I leave them where the trash is.
out. Jury's out. Jury's out.
There's no doubt what we about, and we kick it to the masses. Trying to spit the law as we laugh off our asses. Breaking down the latest shit, carrying crazy lady shit. Glad I got no baby shit. COVID got me crazy, bitch. Damn. And G gon' have to edit this. The jury's out, so you can't even credit us. No statements null and void, invalid evidence. No, we can't take this to court, cause you know.
Jury's out. Jury's out. Jury's out.